Okay, so starting point, I made my kid a onesie with the fabric at this side out. She didn't like it. I cut it off at the crotch, added a big rectangle for a skirt, and it's an ankle length dress now, and she loves it. So I've got this awkward amount of fabric left over, right? And I got to thinking, I can add scraps of other dark fabrics I have laying around and combine them all into something. So there's this, which is so thin I'm probably going to have to double it up. There's this, which I love but don't have enough to do anything with really. There's this, which feels really nice. And I got all these secondhand. Got it secondhand, turned it into a tunic. I never wear it. Ever. So it needs to become something else. So they don't look similar at all, do they? We'll see how this goes. I also remembered that this fabric existed. I bought it to make a mask out of, and that left a little bit over. So I took my two narrowest pieces of fabric and decided that everybody else got cut up into rectangles just as narrow. Right? And then I sewed them together. See? Nice little enclosed seam. So this is the outside. There's the inside. Sewed them together into, I don't know, very long toilet paper kind of rolls, with the idea that the end result would look like this ish, you know, sewn together. Sometimes colors, the same color would be next to each other, but not for too long, and that would be fine, right? And I love this, don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome, and it was definitely what I was initially envisioning. And it's a good use of fabric. But then I remembered I had this, which has been sitting on my shelf as another used fabric purchase that I had no idea what to do with, right? And so I was like, let's be extra and make black and white striped pants. Not quite black. Off white and off gray stripes. See? Aren't they ridiculous? So, this, completely valid option. Very pretty. This, let's be extra. Of course I'm going to be extra. So, yeah, it's a little bit narrower after I get things sewn together. I'm just cutting like 2 bubbles wide. And again, with the enclosed seams. And this, the toilet paper rolls sewed together real fast. This is taking a little bit longer, but I love it. And it's a good use of secondhand fabric that is too small to do anything else with. And I'm really happy so far. And inevitably, welcome back to my lap. So I'm making the strip of dark patchwork longer because I'm determined to use up as much of that fabric as possible. I love that I'm getting rid of, I don't know, however many blocks of fabric that was that didn't have a purpose. So that's awesome. So, see, sewing it together crooked, wrapping it around itself, and then sewing back across it. And that way there's nothing to unravel anywhere. So I'm actually pretty close to done with sewing together what I've decided are going to be pant legs. But I will need more of this for a waistband and little ankle bands and pockets. I am sewing up leg tubes, and just like for the rest of this, the white fabric is taller because I am using black thread for all of this. I don't want to deal with switching out colors based on which side of the seam I'm doing. Not gonna lie, patchworking fabric for an article of clothing, especially if you're stubborn and you hand sew like I do, it takes a minute. But hey, it's making me really happy to use up otherwise unusable fabric. It means that I wanted stripy pants, and I'm getting stripy pants without spending any money or buying new fabric. I'm just using what I already had that was super cheap and used to begin with, and mostly has already been used for projects and is leftovers. So, yay. And if I'm lucky, I'm about to have some pants I really like. Yay. Now, this situation. You know, I've been working on, if you watch this channel, is it a channel? Then you know I've been working on pants for a while, right? And baggy, not fitted, comfy pants. And so let's say that this is the way the stripes are going, and I just made a, hi there, I've sewn together a rectangle. This is the way the stripes are going. So this direction is as long as you want the pants to be. +4s, capris, ankle length, whatever. Shorty shorts. And then the other direction is enough to, once you subtract your crotch scoop, easily, comfortably, as loose as you want it to be, go halfway around your widest point. Our friend the squid is going to helpfully demonstrate. Ta-da! So we're going to cut crotch scoop in a minute, and then right now I'm sewing up the leg tube, and then we'll sew the crotch together, and after that it's waistband, ankle bands. Those are very optional, and pockets. Those are not optional. So that's how you figure out the size of the rectangle you're making, which is completely personal preference based, like literally everything about all projects, right? Oh look, chaos. Squid is back. So my approach for getting a crotchal measurement is to take a piece of string. I used a rather more string-like piece of string, but the thread is next to me, and take it from wherever you want the pants bit to land on your back side to wherever you want the pants bit to land on your front side, with as much wiggle room as you would like, and mark that point on the string, and then lay it out on your fabric. And then you have a scoop, and it can be as wide or not as you want to. From what I can tell, I haven't done this much, but I have done it a couple times and it doesn't seem to matter. So hey, look, here's my crotchal scoop that this wide piece of the fabric that I was able to get because the tunic I used was enormous. I was thinking about using that in the middle of things, since I don't really feel the need to try and pattern match homemade, very arbitrary stripes, although it could be a cool thing to do. If I do now I want to do a harlequin pattern, of course I do, because I think my child would be thrilled with that, and I think I'm going to have to pattern match with that. With this, I'm not worrying about it. So, one crotchal region sews to the other crotchal region, and then there are pants. I am so terribly annoyed with myself, because there were two fabrics I used that had a direction, an up and a down, right? And I was so careful all through everything to keep them all oriented the same way, and I did a great job. And then when I cut the butt scoop out, I did it upside down for one whole leg. So fingers crossed that's not as obvious as it will be to me, because that is irrevocable. Let's see. Right now, let's see, I cut out a rectangle from the patchwork strip for a waistband. Just a rectangle. I don't understand how curved waistbands work. And now I Okay, the waist of the pants bit is actually several miles long. And so now I am gathering it onto the rectangle that is the waistband. And me, I'm shaped so that if I have a waistband that I can just barely wiggle up, then I will be able to, it will stay up. If I can just barely wiggle it up, then it will stay up of its own volition indefinitely, right? And this is convenient. I don't know if other bodies work like this because I've only ever had the one body. So I'm not worrying about a drawstring in this right now, but I will probably open up the waistband and, what do you call it, add a drawstring at some point. So you've seen me fumbling through this. My idea is to use the white bands as a guide for gathering, since, like I said, this is several miles worth of pants, and this is a considerable length of waistband, but not quite so large. And so if I make the white stripes folded completely under, then they will unfold dramatically across the butt, is the theory. We shall see. But so far, there's the buttness. You see what I mean about the upside down? Arg. So, the folds are getting sewn to the waistband. The waistband will get folded over and then sewn again around the outside of it. And then that will be the top of the pants. Same thing for the ankles, except I personally am going to pick a generous sort of ankle cuff. I've tried elastic at the bottoms and it works great. I just realized I don't like it. I don't like things being tight almost anywhere, unless it's a corset or something that's really supportive. So I'm gonna, I don't know, like a bootcut jean size for an ankle cuff for this, for me, which will again require a crap ton of gathering, that I will do just like I'm doing the waistband, with the same strip of fabric as the waistband. Woohoo! So this is what much more haphazard gathering looks like, because the pant legs are simply enormous and lots of fun and incredibly comfortable. I've tried them on. I can't figure out where I want the pockets because of the shape of the gathering. So we're going to do the reveal now. And then I'm going to go to the post office because I really need to go to the post office. And there's like a detour for the post office because the bridge is out and it's a whole thing. So let's go prance around in the backyard like a goofball and I can find out what they look like, because I don't have a full-length mirror in this house. Look how much gathering. They're so pretty. Hopefully. And then I go to the post office. And then hopefully I can put pockets on them soon. I know I'm going to. I just don't know where, because maybe you'll see. Okay, like I said, magnificently comfortable. And the only difference between the front and the back is that the front is not gathered so much. But, crap. So this is where a pocket would go, right? But then there's like, see, a whole bunch of gathering right here. And so it doesn't flatten out. Like, maybe if I put it as low as my hand goes, then that would be good. Because at that point, it's because things are gathered here and they're gathered there, and pockets on a flat surface. Unless I act like a grown-up and I put the pocket inside. Would I put it in the dark stripe or in the light stripe? This will not happen before I have to edit and post this video. Where would you put a pocket? Tell me, help me. Is it a patch pocket right here? Or is it a slide-in pocket right here like a grown-up? Here. So, a wrap up. I love the pants. They're magnificently comfortable. If you are more organized than I am, you might want to make the back longer than the front to accommodate for legs swinging forward and for buttness, but you don't need to. Yes, you are so ferocious. Yes, you are. Pippin is just fine. He's just in the other room because he's still rather rude because he's still not fixed. He's getting fixed on the 10th. And after that, I am confident there will be infinite adorable videos of the two of these critters hanging out being fluffy. Yeah, you're so ferocious. I agree. Because she's so fluffy. Where was I? Oh, the pockets. Pretty sure I'm going to put a vertical welt seam to go into a pocket in one of the dark stripes, which means that's not happening today. That'll probably happen in a week or two when I'm ready to do the... There we go. Oh yes, you are so ferocious. When I'm ready to do the drawstring bit, which doesn't really need to happen, but if I lose weight or change shape or something, it'll be nice to have. There we go. So soft. Boop. So, Opal is signing off. Pippin would be signing off, except he's running around the living room right now. And I have a new pair of pants that I absolutely love. I hope y'all are all having a beautiful beginning to autumn.